Hello class, welcome to this lesson. We are going to be talking about creating business letters and creating the business letter for the Village of Apple Park. This is another assignment in our book, and here is what we're going to be creating. We're going to be creating this letter that should look exactly like this. Of course, the curly braces and the large bars and comments shouldn't be there, but this is what we're going to create. Let's go ahead and get into how we start this. I'm going to go ahead and move my PDF over to the side here. Windows and right arrow is what I used on the shortcut for that. I'm going to use Windows and left arrow here to get things started so we can take a look at what we need to do. We're going to start here on page WD 123. That's the third page of the PDF itself. And this just tells us to get our document started. We're going to click the Auto Save button on Word. Make sure we save it in our OneDrive and save it as business letter or Village of Apple Park business letter. Either one will do. Make sure it's in your Intro to Computers folder. Okay, so let's begin with this assignment. First thing it says is change the margin settings. So we're going to go on to the Layout tab up here. We're going to find margins and we're going to change it to narrow. I'm going to walk you through these first few steps because they can be a little tricky. So we're on narrow margins now, and you'll notice if you have your ruler turned on that we're now down to small half-inch margins. All right, let's go ahead and create our letterhead. So what we need to do now is insert and format a shape, enter and format an organization name, and do all these things. So first thing, insert a shape. Number one, inside a red circle, display the Insert tab. So we're going to go to the Insert tab here. We're going to insert a rectangle. Once Word decides to help us out here, be under Illustrations. We're going to find Shapes, and we're going to go ahead and insert a rectangle. And we're going to draw a rectangle about yay big. We're going to change this to exact sizes in just a moment. So now that we have this rectangle, we're going to be in the Format tab of that rectangle, and we are going to go ahead and change its size to what it says here, 0.53 to 5.7. 0.53 to 5.7 inches. This is already 5 inches. Make it 5.7 exactly. All right, so there is now my rectangle, correctly sized. We're going to change the way that the rectangle sits in our paper. So we've talked about text wrapping before. This has to do with how the object interacts with the text around it. So we're going to use layout options here, and we are going to go and say top and bottom. And we're also going to change the position of our object, and we're going to say that it is centered. And it says change object's text wrapping. It changes here. We need to go back to this option here so that the text sits on top and bottom. Okay, so now we need to apply a style to the shape. This is our styles gallery. Give it a moment to load here. And we're going to choose this option right here, which is the Moderate Effect Gray Accent 3. And we now have a nice, beautiful gray box. We're going to right-click on that gray box, and we're going to pop up this menu. It says Add Text, and we're going to add our text here, and it says Village of Apple Park. Oops, need to spell that right. Okay, so now I am on page WD 130 of the assignment. I am going to leave you here, and I'm going to pick it up in just a few pages with how to insert the apples properly. I'll see you guys in the next video.